Eh, we're cheating this morning. 7:50 a.m. Actually, just a little bit past that, but we're looking out my bedroom window facing the east. Yeah, that's how we're going to start off this morning. But let's go to the crow's nest real quick, and we'll continue my talking point topics of today. So this is Friday, April 18th, 2025. And I just gotta love it when the synchronicity of events, how that plays in with my content and what I bring to the table. So yesterday morning, as I went tubing with that video, I brought up the factor of advertisements, right? So what do I see this morning is that a judge ruled against Google, stating that they illegally monopolized advertising technologies. Oh yeah, I love that. Almost like, once again, one step or at least one day ahead. But speaking of monopolies, I'm going to bring a Michigan possible monopolization that is occurring today. Well, I don't know, today, meaning this day in specific. But this is the situation. Here in Michigan, southwest Michigan, and within the county that I reside, Allegan County, we have the city that the county was named after, which is Allegan, the city of Allegan, which actually had a very corrupt beginning within its history. But this is the extent to the corruption that is taking place today through monopolization. And this is through law enforcement. Right now, within the city of Allegan, there is 9 city police officers. Talk of the town is that they are trying to do away with these 9 city law enforcement positions. They want to take away the city police force and hand over all control to the county police department, which is the sheriff's department, the county mounties, and which the county mounties say, hey, this will actually help to increase funding for the county police by doing away with these, and which they will go ahead and take over policing the city of Allegan through their county police forces. And the way that they are providing the narration makes it sound like, oh, you know what, this is a really good idea. This is a really good idea. You're not defunding the police, you're just doing away with one branch in order to strengthen another branch. But this is a monopolization tactic. Because if this should happen to pass, then that is the segue for other cities to lose their city police departments and have the county law enforcement aspects to take over. Once again, is that a bad thing? Well, when you think about city ordinances and city laws that are enforced through city police personnel, and you no longer have city police, you no longer have city ordinances. So the counties would have control over all cities with through their ordinances and laws and whatever. And then that would span out to other counties to follow similar fashions. And eventually, all counties would be patrolled, or laws would be enforced through county and state law enforcement, and no longer city. And then you would have more of a unified system of law enforcement, right? Building up an army, if you will. This is a monopolization as far as I see it, in my opinionated viewpoints, and I don't think it's right, because of there has to be, just like in everything else politically, you have the separations between federal and state, right? You have the separations between church and state, right? Here in this little village that I live in, we have, as far as I know, no noise ordinances. Or to practice respect among our neighboring residents within this community. But as far as I know, we don't have a noise ordinance. But, okay, and let's just use this as a loose example. Say you have a loud exhaust, and you're going down the highway, state cop can pull you over for loud exhaust. Not only that, you got your pollution laws and so on and so forth that, they can throw in with the mix there. Okay, so here in a village like this, and you have loud exhaust, they can't really do anything until you're outside of the township. And then they can nail you for it. But within the village, without the noise ordinance, they can't do nothing. But you have the county take over, and the county mounties, you lose those ordinances then. And they can come in and do whatever they please with your city's ordinances, because there is no enforcement. And thing is, that is how it is conducted here. Even though it is not really strictly enforced, we don't have city police here. They did away with the so-called city police here in Martin many, many, many years ago. And since then, Martin has become a central hub for first responder units. And there's an expansion. It's a military style approach to emergency services today. Okay, everything is going militaristic, people, and even that much stronger through this now current administration, through Donald Trump. He is big time military, big time law enforcement, big time control. We're seeing this. Everything has to be done his way. Trying to be that golden god. and which we see this more and more with his affection for gold and golden objects. Kind of goes back to the gods, huh? Right? What? Okay, we're kind of branching off. But no, I see this as a very serious situation. And I could care less one way or the other. Because I just don't care about law enforcement nor military. Because of my viewpoints through reality. The realities of the so-called needs. Yeah. But anyways, you know, I don't have much of a outreach with my channel. But you know, if you're a Michigan resident, you might want to think about this because, you know, something like this should happen to pass here in Allegan County, within the city of Allegan. It's going to spread like a virus, like a disease. And I'm calling it out for what it is. I see it as an illegal monopolization through law enforcement tactics. I'm going to have to leave it at that as far as that topic. Otherwise, we're supposed to be up in the 70s today. Google is saying that we're supposed to be cloudy, but yeah, well, you can see what we got kicking off here. I'd step out onto my balcony, but yeah, I'm in my underwear, you know, my skivvies. Which, hey, I really could care less if I walk out and about because, you know, yeah, I might as well bring this to the table too, seeing as how we're going into summertime weather and whatnot. Why is it? And I'm just having a little bit of fun here, okay? But this is always, you know, cracked me up. Why is it that when, okay, I'm going to use me as an example, why not? Okay, say I just happen to walk in, open up a door to a bathroom or a bedroom, and there is a female that's in her bra and panties, and she screams out, "Oh my God, what are you doing? I'm standing here in my underwear. What are you doing? What are you looking at? Blah, 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 blah." But yet that same female will wear even less than that and be very proud of it at any local beach or lake. Wearing those skimpy thong, barely two-piece bathing suits and whatnot. But yet that same female will scream and holler at you for inadvertently catching them by surprise in their bra and panties, which typically, once again, is more material than what you see that same female wearing out to the beach. People have so screwed up viewpoints in life today. It's ridiculous. And that's just a very loose example, but one that I enjoy using to my benefit. All right. So yeah, we're supposed to be having some very warm temperatures today, but you know, hard telling exactly how this day will turn out because you never know with all the chemtrailing that takes place here in Michigan. Now, we will leave it at that. Take care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another, and we'll see you once again back here on this flip side of reality. Thank you.